right, here we go. KSYM, San Antonio College Radio. This is the Urban Suite, D Major, Cheryl Metal. And so happy to have this guest joining us. As Lonnie says, we've known each other for so long.
For
but
so
to finally
long.
have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for
amazing.
asking me to come by. I'm really glad to be here. Like I said, I hope this is the first of many appearances. I would
Yes,
love to
indeed.
come on more often. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I really look up to y'all, so thank you for having me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alyson Alonzo to the Urban Suite.
Hello, hello, hello. How's it going out there in Radio Land? I hope y'all are having as much of a good time as we are here in the studio.
Yes, indeed.
Man, yeah, we have been having a good time too.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I guess let's kind of start from the beginning, like beginning.
Beginning, when I had long hair at the beginning, like that beginning, how far back you trying to go?
Diapers.
Diapers, yeah, baby.
No,
baby
I
me.
remember the long hair.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but I did have long hair.
I like it now though.
I like it like this. I'm comfortable with it like this. Every once in a while, I'll grow it. I grow a little. I call it a Mexi fro. It gets curly and a little long,
Yeah.
and then I just shave it all when it starts to get hot again. So
Right.
I'm kind of in the middle right now.
Native of the tongue?
Yes, born and raised San Antonio. I grew up on the south side. I mean, south side as you can get, right there off of Southwest Military, South Park Mall area.
Okay.
Born and raised. My mom's family's from Laredo, and so, but she ended up staying up here, and yeah, so I lived in California for a little bit, moved back, moved out of the south side. Now I'm kind of like in more of the downtown area. But when I started doing music, I didn't have any intention of like being a musician or being a singer.
Really?
I didn't start singing until I was like maybe 19 or 20.
Really?
Yeah, no, people think that I've been singing since I was like a kid. I was in choir in elementary school, but I wasn't good because I was so shy. I didn't want anybody to hear me, so I would like mouth the words, you know. They'd be like, "We can't hear you," and I was like, "No, I don't."
I would
don't
do
want
that
you
sometimes.
To. I don't want you to hear me. Yeah, and yeah, I just I started. I wanted to be a filmmaker when I graduated high school, and I wanted to be an editor. So my parents got me a really nice Mac.
Okay.
For editing film, and so I had a Final Cut Express, and I did a couple of projects in college, and then I dropped out of college and I just started working, and then I started making beats and putting them on MySpace Music, and remember when MySpace had the chats?
Yeah.
So I would spam the chats with my awful music. It wasn't good. I'm not standing by that. Like, it was not good music. It was just instrumental beats. And I was just putting together GarageBand loops, but I really like to do it. And then I started collaborating with this guy from South Africa. And he was like, well, you're a female, and usually females have like good voices. Maybe you should try singing on this track. And we were collaborating back and forth. He would send me samples. I would add his stuff onto my stuff, and back and forth. And then I sang on a track, and it was good. And I didn't know that I could sing, and so I started just experimenting more with my vocals and listening to singers and teaching myself how to sing. And I was making music alone in my room for like 2.5 years, 3 years before I started doing gigs and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it a weird feeling to know you had one intention of going in this direction, doing film editing, and just a whole swing to this side
it changed my life. And I was also a painter, so I was making money selling paintings.
Word.
And I was doing blacklight art. We used to have I was in with a group of kids. We were called the Blacklight Contingent, and we had a gallery, believe it or not, and it was a very DIY space underneath the Calcasieu Apartments. And so when I was making music in my bedroom, I was also painting, and I was more out as a painter and an artist, selling paintings, and then I started doing shows in that. So it changed. It really did change my life. Like music changed the whole trajectory of my profession. Like it was crazy. And now it's what I do and what I love. You know, it changed everything.
How does it feel to kind of the expansion of everything? Like you said, being a young child in school, singing in choir, very reserved, very shy, to now actually being in front of crowds.
I have stage fright. I get scared. I'm like, I don't even like the sound of my voice. I hate saying this. I can't listen to myself sometimes, but then I get used to it. And like, especially when you have to like listen to yourself over and over and edit, because I do a lot of my own recording and my own editing for commercial work. And I got used to it. And so it's still weird to me. And I still get really, really bad stage fright. Like I still feel like that little kid that can't hear myself sing. Like, when I was a kid, my grandpa recorded me. And he wanted to show my family, like, hey, she can sing, and he was showing everybody, and I like hid in a box because I didn't want to hear myself. Like it still takes some getting used to, but I feel like that's just me humbling myself. Sometimes I can get a big head, but I try not to let it get to me. But it's just I don't know how I got here. I just love what I do. I don't even know how I got to the station, y'all.
So I think the first time that we ran into each other was not one of your shows. This is early
Was it at
on.
Pedicab?
Probably at Pedicab.
Might have been at Pedicab.
God, I miss Pedicab.
I miss Pedicab.
At that time, you were part of a group that originally was known as Vincent Vega, switched to Sugar Skulls.
Vincent Vega to Sugar Skulls. Yes, it was me and Jeffrey. Yes, it was Jeffrey and I met at a house party, and it was one of those things. I mean, I was going out a lot, and we met at a house party, and he was playing guitar, and I was like, "Can I sing with you?" And then I had a gig at Pedicab. I remember it was a 420 event. Okay. And the headliner didn't want to play unless somebody opened for him. And my band didn't show up. And I saw Jeffrey there. And I was like, Jeff, play guitar, right? Like, let's do a song for this guy who needs an opener and we'll get paid. And so that was how we started. And it was just Jeff and I. And then we were a 2-piece. And then we were a 3-piece. Then we were a 5-piece. Then we were a 10-piece. And then I went solo.
It grew that big?
Yeah, it grew that big.
Wow.
We did a gig at the Alyson Theater with horns and keys and drums and guitar and bass, everything. We even had a guy playing violin too. Wow. Shout out to Darian. Y'all know Darian Thomas. Darian.
Yeah.
Darian was in our band for a little bit too.
Wow.
Darian's beautiful performer. Just talented.
I had no idea that it grew just from YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had a band. We had a big band. We had a 5-piece for a while, and it was a lot of corporate gigs. You know, a lot of Riverwalk. They want us to do 4-hour gigs in the river. We were getting paid, and then we had a 10-piece band, and we had horns and everything. And it was nice. It was a nice big sound. Now when I put bands together, I use my friend. His name is Jaime Ramirez. He's a fantastic piano player, and he's actually a music director for I think the San Antonio Playhouse. Wow. And he can help. And when I have corporate events, people want hours of music, and he helps me get the guys together. And this man is so talented. He writes the music. He gives it to the guys the day of. We all have one practice, show up, do the gig, get paid, and go home.
Wow.
It's just like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's just the life of a professional musician. Just show up, do the gig, and make sure everybody's entertained. Make sure you put on a good show. And,
right.
Yeah. Do your
all
thing.
business.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what's up, man. You got a lot in your pocket right there.
It's I've been blessed just to be able to do this for a long time, and I feel like when you do this for a long time, you just build it up. You build it. You got your little Rolodex. You know who to call. You got somebody for everything, and so like I said, I'm just I don't even know how I got to this point, but I'm just happy to be here. I just love what I do. I just love music, and so I'm just happy that this is where we've all made it to.
Yes, indeed. More with Alyson and Alonzo coming up. In this block of music, we have the latest from. We got a track from Nesma Nefertiti and a track from Squishy. But let's get into a track that you're featured on from Andrea Vocab Sanderson.
Yeah, Vocab.
The track is called Hard One. I do have some questions for you about this when we get back. So y'all stay tuned. More coming up. This is the Urban Suite KSYM, San Antonio College Radio.